The getting drunk was not subtle. That took me a while because I started less and less caring. It's very subtle there. But then all of a sudden I went to the Bonaventure and he goes, "You want a martini?" And I went, "No." I went into the bathroom and I said, "God, don't let me drink." Like, do your job, dude.
While you're sitting at the bar?
Yeah. And then I walked out there and there was a martini and that's all it took. That's all it took. When you're an alcoholic, untreated, schizophrenic possibly. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but she was told she was once. And a narcissist or ego-driven, nothing is ever going to satisfy you. I always say, I'm Hilary, I have alcoholism. I don't identify as recovered because I have a sneaky brain that says, I'm good, I got this, right? But so the first step, this is the way I was taught. Okay, I had somebody with 55 years teach me this. I respect them. This is 24 years ago. And once I drink, it says glass in hand, I've what?
While you're sitting at the bar?
Yeah. And then I walked out there and there was a martini and that's all it took. That's all it took. And I went on a 8-ball later. And then I got up the next day, went to an AA meeting. And I sat in this meeting and Gary looked at me and he said, "God, Hilary, you're dying from the inside out, aren't you?" And it was like, wow, he saw me. I was not dying outside. I was dying inside.
Who was that? Who'd you say?
My friend Gary L., who's got 48 years in L.A.
Is that where you're originally from?
Yes. Is that where? Yes. Yeah. I'm from Los Angeles, yes.
How long you been in Florida?
I've been down here in Florida since March 2023.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a newbie. Yeah. I'm not a Floridian. I'm kind of, I'm getting a little Florida dipped, but.
See, I was born right here in Palm Beach County.
Dude.
I'm a real Floridian.
Yeah, you was Florida. Where are you
what
from?
you call a Florida cracker. That's
You're a cracker. Oh, yeah. Nice.
So what made you, I'm originally from Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
Like Pittsburgh area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did a movie there once.
Did you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I'm not a big movie guy. All right. So don't take this any sort of way. What movies have you played in? Like what have you done?
Well, I'm not so much famous in a little kind of, but
well, I'm starstruck.
Oh, dude. That's so cute.
No, but seriously, what have you done?
I showed him your IMDb page.
Oh, that's just stuff. I'm so not impressed by Hilary at all. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did that.
What have you done, though?
Well, I'm the voice of Sally, Charlie Brown Peanuts, in the cartoon, Charlie Brown Peanuts cartoon. So this Thanksgiving, which is coming up, my voice is on the original Thanksgiving special.
That's so crazy because I watched all those growing up.
I know, it's crazy, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you get that gig?
When I was a kid, my mom was a Jackie Gleason girl. Do you know what that is?
No, but I love Jackie Gleason.
So Jackie Gleason used to go, he'd have these pretty women that would go, and here's Jackie. And my mom was one of them. And my mom was so beautiful and crazy. Pretty, crazy, yeah. She met my dad and got married, and my dad was simple. My mother was an elite, Dad was a assistant district attorney of Manhattan or New York City. So she was from that elite world. And here's my dad, who was just a simple guy from upstate New York who went to West Point, and my mom went to Barnard, and they met, had kids. And what ended up happening is she wanted to stay in the film industry. She wanted to be famous. When you're an alcoholic, untreated, schizophrenic possibly. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but she was told she was once. And a narcissist or ego-driven, nothing is ever going to satisfy you. Mm-hmm. So when she had to give up her career, as she said, because of these goddamn kids, she found a way to get her ego satisfied. So when we were in California, she got a grand idea that if she can't be famous, one of these kids are going to be. So I happen to look like Sally. What's her name from Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
Temple. Shirley Temple.
Temple.
I looked, I had the ringlet hairs, and I was just happy. I'm just my disposition naturally is I'm a happy person. And I'm a meal ticket to her. For a narcissist, that's like, oh, you're going to work for me. And so there was part of me that wanted to hang out with Mom, but then the other part is like, she screamed and yelled and hit, and just the constant berating. When you're raised in that, climate, you're always up against something.
When you had to perform at such a young age, like.
And she used to say things like, my first audition, okay, you're going to go look cute. Do not talk about anything because it's not profitable, she used to say. So what do I learn at 5 and 6 years old? Shut down, put a mask on. And so when I went into this first interview, he didn't want anything from me. He said, you want to play checkers? And I was like, oh, this is great. So my audition wasn't me performing. It was he wanted to see what kind of person I was. And I was just a happy kid. And I fit the role of Sally, who had the brother that's constantly doing things for her. And she hated school. And she was always defiant and always disappearing. I mean, total my personality. So I got this job, and it became a job. It wasn't for fun. It was if I felt like if I didn't do it, my family would starve, and I was told that.
How old were you?
5.
Wow. 5 years
Going on
old.
6, yeah.
Let me just double check one thing, just because.
Hey, look, having somebody in your life that is addicted to drugs or alcohol, it can be stressful. We totally get it. We've navigated hundreds, if not thousands of situations just like yours. This is why we developed the Family Reconnect program with you in mind, the family member or loved one. I call it the ever-changing landscape of addiction, and it can be stressful. A lot of times you get angry, frustrated, worried, scared, just a lot of emotion, but you need support. You need people like us and your peers that can come alongside you to help you navigate this situation. This is why we put this program together. We meet every Tuesday at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We're a few weeks in now, and it's an absolute blast. We love it, and we want to invite you there. So if this is something that you're interested in, go to realrecoverytalk.com/FRC, and I'll see you on Tuesday.
It's okay. It's not my best side. I know why. No,
So it gets edited.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
So at 5 years,
Yes. What?
I'm just trying to. How many siblings did you have?
I had 7. We had 9. My mom got pregnant 9 times and was told after 5, don't have any more. But alcoholic, we don't listen.
And where do you fall in terms of
the middle child?
Okay. And did she have any other, did she have any of the other kids do stuff like this too?
Yeah, we all went down there. My brother Gene, he's passed, and he did some stuff. He became a big model for like Ford model and Calvin Klein. It was one of his guys. He was a really good looking guy. And then my 2 sisters didn't really do that well. And as my mother said, the reason why they're not working is they're too pretty and you're not. So I got a lot of that. It was always, that's the game of the narcissist, to give you a little piece of crumb and then smack it out of your hand and say, you're not hungry. So that was that. So I got raised in that ecosystem. There was always trauma all day long. So
from a very young age,
really young. And I don't today, because I've healed so much and I've done so much work, and I continue to do it because trauma does not leave. It's a scar, but you use that scar. It becomes something that becomes tough for you, just like any scar does,
Well, it's like grief. I always talk about grief that way when I lost my wife, and grief never stops calling. It's just not as frequent anymore.
Yeah, it dims
down.
Be moments. It dims down, but then it gets you when you least expect it.
That's right.
You know, it's its own energy frequency. You got to remember that. And, you know, my mom, because I've done so much work, I don't have one ill thought of my mother at all. And that drove me for years how much I hated this.
Is she still alive?
Oh, no.
No.
It's crazy because I think that we get to a point where we can look back and say, you know, they were doing what they could, like I was with my son.
Yeah, but it was a shitty job. It's okay to say that.
Sure. But I can look back and I can say whether they did a good job or a bad job. I can, you know, you always, I told this to a patient who was struggling with this. And I said, you know, you kids are going to find out who you are the same way you figured out who your parents were.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's good or bad, someday they're going to figure out who you are, just like you did your mom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think about her and I go, I'm so grateful everything happened to me. I wouldn't change 1 second of my life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That comes with recovery.
Right. So how long were you doing that?
So I did that. I was doing Sally. It was like 8 of them. And back then, I'm old. I'm 63, but back then there were 4 TV channels.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of distraction. You know, we were still entertaining and seducing the world with the radio. So this was just starting to come in the 60s and stuff like that, where they started realizing they had a lot of power over people visually, not only audibly, but now visually. So I would go for commercials. So I was doing all these commercials, you know, Wrigley's for make Kentucky Fried Chicken, doll voices. I was the voice of Mattel dolls and Hanna-Barbera and specials and stuff like that. And when people would say to me at school, "Are you on that commercial?" there was so much shame attached to it. I would say, "Oh, no, that's my sister." So I couldn't take any. Today, I have a tough time, like, being proud of what I do. I'm just like, it becomes, it's just something I do.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because there's trauma tied to it?
There's a price to pay for everything you do in life.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to pay the price. Even today, you're doing these podcasts. There's a price to pay. Are you willing to pay for it? When I was a kid, there was a price to pay. I didn't want to pay for it, but I had to. Meaning I had to give up being a kid. I was taken out of school all the time, so I couldn't really read until I was 11 years old.
Right.
I was told what to say. So I was, we talk about in AA that, when we make a 4th step, we put who we're resentful at, and it's people, places, situations, and principles, which is something I thank you, God. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Primetime AA, which is a different type of, which I bring in to Florida. But a principle is a truth that you live by. And I had so many of those. You're not pretty enough. You'll never get anywhere. You're only where you're at because someone gave it to you. So there's a truth. That's a truth.
So I'm going to interrupt you. That's interesting that you put it that way because people don't think of that. People think of principles as always being a positive.
No, it's very
right. We 100%.
I'm never going to be skinny. I'm never going to be happy. That's I call that my elevator music. That whatever's going on, I'm like, I'm getting ready for a job interview, and it's like.
But when we talk in recovery and we talk about principles, most of the time people, you're talking about something good, the principles you want to live by. But there's a lot of negative principles.
There's more negative.
More negative than positive. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's when I do a 4-step with guys, I explain that to them, that it's principles, not just that, like principles like littering, principles like people do speed, or things like that, that just do, these are normal things that they do and they're okay with it.
Yeah. Well, it's okay for me to hit women because they don't shut up enough. I mean, that's your principle.
Yes.
But the funny thing is the negative ones, if I were to go swimming in the ocean, and I went with nothing. I had no principles hanging on me.
Right.
And if I had some negative ones, only 1 2-pound weight, you know what would happen when I'm halfway? I get a mile, 2 mile, I start sinking and it kills me. that little 2-pound weight, which is just a couple of those old sayings that you're like,
Mhm.
I'll never get anywhere. I always said, I'm an alcoholic. I'm just a loser. That's the principle you're living by. That's the elevator music that says when you're getting ready for that job interview, oh, don't do it, Hilary. I'll never get anywhere. Why even trying? It's too scary.
Yeah.
Just walk away. And then I go, and what do? I fuck up the interview.
Yeah.
And I go, see? I
Well,
knew it.
and so you're bringing up a good point. You're bringing up exactly why we need the 12-step. I can get sober. I can not drink. Right? I say this all the time. Today, my
Right.
alcoholism doesn't show up by a bottle of Jack Daniels on my doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Doesn't
Yeah.
happen anymore. My alcoholism shows up at 3:30 in the morning when I open my eyes and I'm laying there and I think, man, I missed my son's graduation.
Alcoholism, not wasn't.
Right. I missed this. I wasn't there for this.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm a dirtbag. That inner dialogue that I have with myself, that's
Mhm.
what I need relief from.
Yeah.
Right? That's the way my alcoholism shows up. In the
Yeah.
middle of the night like that when I wake up.
Yeah, I do it on the 95.
Those
All
are
of a sudden, I'm
principles.
the queen. I drive better than you. I'm like, dude, they carry guns in this state. You're an idiot.
It's the gunshot
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
Oh, gunshine state. That's funny. I never heard that one. But yeah, but those are those principles. So before I even, I do coaching, and my passion in life, because I know you asked what's your passion, is I'm a keynote speaker and I love motivating. I love doing motivational speaking. Do I want to be a coach and help zillions? No, I don't. Am I driven by money? Absolutely not. I want to be paid for my time,
Right.
but it's not what my passion is. God, AA, and then the life that comes with it. Like, I love being of service. I get high off it. It's like heroin to me. It's
The same way.
I'm like so excited. Thank you, God. Thank you. But so I talk about the triangle of trauma, that when something happens and you get traumatized, you get jolted. Like, your kid, you weren't there for your kid. He got traumatized by that. He's got his own stuff, but he's
absolutely.
got his own God. So thank God. So I got this stuff happen. I am a people pleaser. So there's 3 ways that you act out when you're in trauma. You're a people pleaser. That was me. What do you want me to do? Who do you want me to be? How do you want me to act? Okay, mommy. Okay, mommy. You're a loner, which I slowly got into later. I get high, I disappear, I never show up. Or I become the controller, which is another hat I ended up wearing. You got to be a certain way. You got to act a certain way. You're out of here. I hate you. I'm leaving. So I try to control everything outside of myself to make me feel safe,
Right.
because I'm living. I was 16 years old and I had this boyfriend. When I was living in a warehouse in Compton, I was living. He said to me, Hilary, your funnel's on backwards. He goes, you see life so screwed up. This is at 16, So if I turn my funnel around, I see this whole picture and I think that's going to make me happy when I get there. But my ego's never satisfied because I have alcoholism.
Mm.
And if my ego's bigger than my God, that's the one that's going to rule me. So the 4-step helps break it down. So here I am as a kid living in, I'm in the middle of that triangle. I'm either a people pleaser, or I'm hiding out, or I'm trying to control my younger brothers. You got to do it right. You got to clean the house better than me. I had that mom that would take us out of the bed by our hair, tell us the house is a mess. I mean, I literally had mommy dearest.
I was just thinking that.
She would go into our drawers, dump them all out, and say, God damn it, clean this goddamn mess up. I can't stand you fucking kids. And you're just like, I'm sorry, mommy, I'm sorry. So can you imagine? That's the character I was way before I started drinking.
Yeah. No wire hangers.
No. Oh, we had those too. And we had the Ajax all over the house, and the drunk and the police and the blood and the.
You mentioned that movie, and I remember watching that movie when I was a kid, and it was terrifying.
That was my family. That was it. And then you'd go to school and you'd have bruises. What happened? Oh, I fell off my horse. You okay? Oh, okay, good. So I stuff and stuff. So I'm like 6 and 7. I got blisters all over my fingers. I'm biting my nails. I'm not talking about, there's my sister molests me. My stepdad sleeping with my sister. There's fighting and blood and broken bone, and everything's fine. And this is way before I drank.
Mm-hmm.
So, we talk about when you hear a lot of people say that, and then I drank and my life, I could breathe. No, I didn't drink to get high. I drank to not be Hilary, because there was so much shame and guilt and pain attached to being alive.
So you mentioned something one time about who you became after that. So who did you become when you weren't Hilary?
Oh, yeah. So my sponsor said, you got to name it. So when I'm not Hilary, the one who's scared and broken and afraid, I'm Helga. She's such an ugly name. I mean, sorry if anyone's named Helga, but it's not pretty to me, babe. So all of a sudden, I'm in control. Okay, so that's the control side. If it's not right, off with your head. The sentence never fits the crime. It doesn't matter. Queen Majesty is like, you're out. You're done. And then I come back, why are you upset with me? Because Hilary returns. That's my alcoholism. I don't even know it's alive. It's alive in me right now.
That's why the book talks about Jekyll and
Needs
Hyde.
to be treated in the damn end, not one inventory. Dude, I got to be looking at myself all day long. And if I'm talking to Hilary, I'm talking to the wrong person.
You do a lot of, and that's what we talk about all the time. I mention a lot when we talk about this step 11, 10, and 11, and 12. And you hear people in meetings all the time say, yeah, these are the maintenance steps. And no, they absolutely are not. Those are the growth steps. I challenge you. If you just said it, if you're doing step 11, 10, 11 every night, you're taking a lot of inventory all day long, every day.
I don't wait till at the end of the night. Oh my God.
No, it's all day long. It says it. It says when we're paused, when we're agitated, we think, we stop and pray to God and ask for help. And throughout the day, it says we do this throughout our day. And then again at 11 at night when we go to bed, we think about our day.
Right.
When we wake up the next morning, we think about the day ahead. That's all taking inventory. And if you're doing that and you're taking inventory every single day, all day, I challenge you to not grow. It's impossible to not grow.
I'm still going to make mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a kaleidoscope of colors. I'm not going to, but at one time I was really black and white, and I'm learning how to get in the gray zone. I always say there's 98 shades of gray. Why don't you pick that one instead of black or white? Ew, boring.
When did you realize that alcohol was part of your solution?
It's funny. That's the alcoholism. A lot of people, they want to figure out, when did I become an alcoholic? Who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
How much time do you want to spend thinking about you?
Yeah.
That's a problem. Because you'll never get the answer, so you're constantly going to be thinking about yourself, thinking about yourself, thinking about I used to see my mother drink, and I go, I'm never going to be like that. She's so ugly. We used to call her Satan. That was her nickname. I'm Helga. She was Satan. And so when my sister invited me out for a beer, and I was like 12, that's when good girl turned bad. Because I had, my mom I was doing all these commercials, and I didn't have a lot and acting stuff, and I didn't get, I wanted to just be a part of the herd. I didn't want to be special and different. That's why when people say, did you do that? And I go, no, it wasn't me. I really wanted to be a part of. And so what happened is when my sister invited me to have a beer with her, I felt invited. I was a part of something. Now I was a part of my sisters.
Right.
And so when I drank the alcohol, my mind, was it then? I don't know if it's environment that makes you an alcoholic or the alcohol. I don't really care.
Right.
What am I going to do about it right now? How am I going to treat my dis-ease? I'm not at ease in the moment I'm in. What am I going to do? I can't go to Hilary because Hilary goes, oh, I'm fine. Oh, don't worry about it. It's good. That's my go-to.
You know, you and I know each other outside of here, and we think alike.
Yeah.
Right.
Except I have better hair. Just kidding.
I concede. But when you talk about that, about like what difference does it make, and I say the same thing all the time. I had somebody ask me the other day, well, was I born an alcoholic? How do I know when I pass it? And I tell them, you know,
it's invisible. It's invisible.
But here's the thing. Alcoholism is you have a mind that lies to you, right? That's what an obsession is. It says we have an obsession. And an obsession is a thought so powerful it makes you believe a lie. Mm-hmm. So you have a mind that lies to you. And when you start asking those questions, that's your mind sending out a probe to find that loophole.
Totally.
That's exactly what it's doing. Well, did it? Because you say you get the right answer that you're looking for, and your mind's going to go, oh, well, see. If I was born with it, well, my mom didn't have it, my dad didn't have it, my grandparents didn't have it, so I must not be an alcoholic, right?
There's the ego rebuilding itself in the day that you're
I tell people all the time, just stop with the questions. You either are or you aren't.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, let's stay in the moment.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable? No. Bingo, let's do something else.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so simple. Yeah.
That's kind of how I, like when people are on the fence about God and everything. I don't know. I just always took the approach like it takes far more energy to try and disprove that there's a God than there is to just have faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's almost how I look at that. Like, what difference does it make? I guess I became an alcoholic when alcohol hit my lips for the first time.
Yeah, let's just, why not?
Just call it there, you know? Yeah. I was sitting around a table and it was Zima. That was my
you're
first.
Young.
Yeah.
God,
I remember those.
You're a child.
41.
Son.
I'm 41. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
you're young.
I'm a baby.
I was
Thank you.
Bouncing in.
Thank you.
I was bouncing in the bars when those things came out.
Huh?
I was bouncing in
I didn't even
nightclubs when those came out. Zima.
I didn't even have one. I don't think I ever had one.
Yeah.
No, he didn't miss anything.
I don't. I heard it was like.
It was
Sprite with
lighter.
Yeah.
Lighter fluid.
And then it went into just beer.
Yeah, we used to beat guys up to drink Zima.
Yeah, I know. I can see why. I don't even want to say that word. Yeah. But it's funny because, you know, when I got sober the first time, it was plugging the chug. Plug in the jug, just don't drink, show up, you're a winner. Same thing, right? And I was raised in LA with Clancy and Chuck C and Dr. Paul, addict alcoholic. I used to be his 10-minute speaker. He used to bring me along all the time.
Funny.
He was a great guy.
Funny guy.
He was a really nice guy.
Dr. Paul is the one who wrote Acceptance is the Answer.
Yeah. But he used to bring me as his 10-minute speaker. I was really
cool.
Proud. And then I still have my sponsor, June G. She's got 54 years. She's in LA. Oxnard, actually. But so when I went through that, I thought all I had to do was do the right things. Now I was so starving to have a better life because, I went through so much stuff where good girl turned bad once I started drinking because I touched the forbidden zone. It was almost like I went through that it was like I walked through, I was left Garden of Eden, let's just say. And it was like, whoa, dude, I'm not going to become like my mom. I am different. So did it happen then? Maybe. I don't know. Who gives a shit? I don't. So and then my mother realized that she used to call me the most defiant child. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. I'm defiant. That sounds like a good word. And I would disappear. Then I started slipping into the loner side. That's that trauma.
Yeah.
And I have ways to simmer myself when I'm in a trauma. I get hit by trauma a lot. And I have little steps I do. I take myself out of it. I pray and I take myself out of it. I have the girls I sponsor do it. It's like, okay, we're going to take a breath. We're going to start there. But so my mother then decided maybe it would make more money if she put me in porn. I'm 12. I'm like, porn? I don't even know what that's theism. That's herism. That's how sick her disease got. And I became a good girl turned bad. I started running away from home, hitchhiking, getting raped, not talking about it because I know how to put a face on. And by the time I was 14, I was arrested for robbery, stealing cars. And now I got a new career.
Mhm.
I'm still getting attention because I'm used to getting attention even though I don't want it. Now what am I doing? I'm getting bad attention even though I don't want it. But I'm still shifting. It's just an energy frequency shift. Because I keep thinking I'm going to get better on the outside and then I'll feel better on the inside. There's my funnel.
Yeah.
Because it's like some people go to school, they do a lot of work, they become the pet, they become, the junkie, they become the outlaw. They're thinking that impaction on the outside is going to turn their inside better.
So that's interesting that you say that because I don't know if you've ever heard my story, but I went through traumatic.
Yeah.
Man came in my home and tried to murder my mother from me. He was a serial killer. He wound up getting died by lethal injection. But I was 9 years old when it happened, a little bit younger, and I saw it happen.
Yeah.
And I can look back now at that moment in my life, helpless while this guy was on top of my mother, raping her and trying to murder. And I was so terrified for like 8 months afterwards because nobody talked to me about anything.
Sorry.
There was nobody, father figure, nothing like that. And finally, I made up my mind after about 8 months that if I ever saw that guy again, I'd kill him. And I just started sleeping with a kitchen knife. And I immediately felt better, right? And you go from that day to this day, and I spent my life making myself into that guy that would never be a victim to anyone ever again. Don't approach me. I'm going to look a certain way. I'm going to be a certain way, and I'm going to make you afraid of me, right? And that's how I lived my life off of that. Because of that, that's what I turned myself into.
Yeah, we keep trying to make our outsides our insides. It's too scary to touch that. Trauma's really, it's scary. It's a dark zone. It's not normal to what God created us to be. God didn't put the spirit of fear in us. Let's just put it on the side. So all that stuff, I don't want to look at that. But will you make me okay? Are you my daddy? Will you fix me? Are you going to be the woman? Oh, God, she's so good to herself. She'll fix me.
Oh, yeah.
So men go through women, women go through men. We keep trying, we're grappling.
Yeah.
Are you the one? Are you the one? Are you the one?
And that's on display in early recovery with patients and stuff. You see all the time.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, of course.
I got married in my first year. And like when I was 21, I was like, are you my daddy? And he's laughing because he thought I was fresh and pure. And it would make him feel better because he was such a scumbag at the time. But he and I are like best friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he runs Tony Robbins' company. He's a pretty awesome guy. He's pretty into and he's sober. He's an AA still. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. So when I got sober, I'd gone through this. I finally, when I was 15, I got arrested for assault and battery. I hit my mother. I got tired of being beaten, so I hit her back. She arrests me. From there, I go back and forth, mom, dad, foster home, and finally I'm on the streets at 15. And in total shame. What happened to this?
Walnut Star.
Right, here I am, and I never told anybody I did any commercials because I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to be her. Because I thought I would pray to God. I was confirmed. I went to Catholic school. I did all that. And I thought, why am I supposed to be in purgatory? I really believed that I had fallen from grace and it was my punishment to be living with my mother. I thought, what did I do? Why does God hate me that much? And so I hated me. It's all right. You can't stand me. I can't stand me. There's a happy ending. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like,
so my mom left when I was 2. And she ended up taking my
what'd
sister.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I know.
Dude.
She left when I was 2 and my sister was 1. And so we got basically separated at birth, and
because she took your sister with her.
She took my sister, from Pennsylvania to Arizona.
Wow.
And what you're describing is what I think my sister went through. my mom was heavily addicted to drugs, alcohol. I only met my mom twice. I met my sister twice, and it probably would have been 4 years ago now, 3 years ago, that my sister and I actually reunited after I hadn't seen her in, 30 years. Well, yeah, probably. And so she shared some stories about like not details at all, but my mom was the very same way, very abusive, did things to my sister that I can't even wrap my head around.
Yeah, I can't. Some of the stuff.
And it's like but I ended up getting my sister a scholarship into treatment. And
that was
so
good.
she was like really bad on drugs, and yeah, so everything you're saying is like what, and I can't help but sit here and just be like, ugh, like it angers me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's not, and what you said in the beginning that like you wouldn't change it for anything, and I wouldn't change anything I went through for anything, but I didn't go anywhere near that. When my mom left with my sister and I got stuck with my dad, that was the best thing that could ever happen to me. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to conceptualize knowing what you went through just from this conversation and you still being able to be grateful for that.
Oh my God, so grateful. It's taken me a while to get there because I suffered from the old victimese. Like I was going to fail because of. That was my backstory. You've written scripts, right? You write a script, you have to have a backstory. My backstory is I'm failing because I'm abused. I had this happen to me. Like I could out top. My friends would go, oh, come on, that didn't happen. My mother would, if I didn't make a commercial, my mother left me on the 101 freeway and said, walk home. It's like, I'm 7.
Right.
How do I get home? You'll figure it out. So I can look at that in 2 different ways. The first way I looked at was my mother's a see you next Tuesday. She's the worst person in the world, and poor me. I'd get an audience. I'd find my people to feel sorry for me. There's 2 sides to me. One, to think I'm a hero, and the other one's to feel sorry for me when I get tired. I need those people too. Right. And then, so I got to look at that and just go, I could either live my life, poor Hilary. What's that saying? Pour me a drink.
Yeah.
Or I can find the pony in the horse shit, honey, which is what I have learned how to do.
I like that phrase.
I look at that and I go, you know what? My mom leaving me on the freeway, dude, I can figure things out. I have traveled the world alone.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to Thailand, Laos, Burma by myself. You know why? Because I can figure it out. Because I know. That is resilience. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, but you're only able to see that.
Because of recovery.
Then that's the thing, and that's the blessing, and that's the 6th sense that we talk about.
Yeah.
We talk about that, just, it all comes together. When you do the work and you continue to do it, all comes together. Bill W. in the book calls it a 6th sense.
Yeah.
Or another dimension, the rocketed into the 4th dimension. That's really what he's talking about there, right?
Yeah.
And here's something where you agree with therapy and stuff, and here's where I get into this a lot with sponsees, because there's a difference when I do a 4-step with therapy goes hand in hand with recovery. And there's a lot of people in Alcoholics Anonymous who will tell you, and I absolutely disagree with this. You don't need therapy. You just need these 12 steps. Some people don't.
No.
But you're not the qualified one to tell them that.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what I always, and I'm saying this for a reason, because I have guys that on all this stuff that happened to me as a kid, those aren't for me. And those aren't my resentments. That was a crime. A man attacked my mother in front of me and raped her.
That had nothing to do with you.
That had nothing.
Not about you.
That's for my therapist. I can talk to my sponsor about it, but that's for my therapist. There's a reason why when Bill W. tells his story, we know nothing about his childhood, about his mother. It picks up where he starts drinking, right? Mm. I think this is a problem that we have in AA, where people try to sponsor people and they think that they have to weigh in on that stuff. And man, they can walk you right off a cliff. Because you get somebody in here who's in early recovery, who's gone through what you've gone through, and you at 4 years old, you start trying to find their part in that and stuff. And next thing you know, and they're out the door getting high, right? Because they haven't. We do that work, and they get sober, and they get that sixth sense, and they really get recovery, and then they go deal with the therapist, or they work with it simultaneously when we're in here. But that's an important thing to point out, because I just see so many people who aren't qualified to be dealing with that stuff as a spotlight, but think that that's what they have to do. You see it.
We're all little Captain Save-A-Hose, I gotta tell you. We all want to think we're going to help them. I'm going to fix you. Because there's a part of me, like I said, the ego rebuilds itself in the day you're in. I don't even know. It's like, oh, wow, I'm really helping them. Start sitting up higher. I'm like, here, let me help them this way. And that's when I have to pause when there's an agitation even there. God, and help me should I do this? And then I got to just listen for a second. And sometimes, see that, you talked about the sixth sense, that sixth sense. When you're in trauma, you're seeing, tasting, touching, hearing, smelling, all those 5 wonderful things that God gave us that the good old Satan gets to play with too, right? I got those 5 things that I have power over if I align myself with something greater than me. So if I'm in trauma, I don't eat right, I don't sleep, I'm always loud, like it's everything is, oh, I can't, all that, those senses. And then you say, just go pray. Let it go. Go pray. And you're like going, pray to what?
Yeah.
So in order for me to get out of because I get in trauma loops, and you will, if you've had a life of excitement. I'm an alcoholic, so you're going to have some old trauma hats that you put on. They're going to come up. You're going to be driving down the 95. I'm my new instead of 101, and you'll hear a backfire. It's like the combat guy that goes into, oh my God. I can hear someone say, what a bitch, or what a whore. And I go into my old character like that. What do I do in that second? So I can't pray to God because I don't even feel worthy of God. Because I'm back into yesterday. I'm back in the rearview mirror going, oh my God, that's who I am. That's who I am.
And that's all fear.
100%, because I haven't even looked at myself. And I think if I just get into recovery and stop drinking, I'll be a winner.
Well, it's the instantaneous, like I have a small dog, a Chiweenie, right? And he'll bark once in a while at the cat out of the blue. He's a great dog. But if I'm sitting there and I'm not ready and
you jump, yeah.
I jump and I start yelling at the dog. Like I'll turn to the dog, and I don't want to have that response. It's an absolute fear response. And when we talk about that, when people start living in fear, that's when those character defects come back. Somebody cuts you off the side of the road. The first thing you do is, oh my God. And then you're like, you son of a bitch, right? It goes the fear then goes right to anger and right to
right. Just like that in the day I'm in. So I love how our program gets us. The first step has nothing to do with God. Thank God, because I was not into God when I was like, people, I had been prayed on, I had been saved 100 times. I'm like, okay, where is it at? But back to the trauma thing, if I can stabilize myself, and the first thing that happens is I come into an AA meeting. What happens? For some reason, I can breathe. Why? It's quieter. Everybody is on a same frequency. No one's yelling. There's no screaming. Now, these are my senses. They say, hey, can I get you some water or a cup of coffee? I'm being nourished. Now, all these simple things. Someone says, God, it's great to see you. Welcome to Alcoholics Anonymous. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, wow. I'm not being thrown out. So I start to stabilize. What happens when I'm seeing, tasting, I'm drinking coffee, I'm not drinking, lighter fluid or whatever I'm doing or drinking. Tasting, touching, someone gives me a hug, shakes my hand, feeling like someone pats my back. Hearing, I start hearing a solution base. I start hearing laughter. I start stabilizing. What happens when I'm stabilized? I feel safe. I have not felt safe at all growing up. just by going to an AA meeting is that first hit of like, whoa, I want more of that.
Yeah.
Only then, once I get to that stabilization, there's 5 pillars in healing trauma. You need to stabilize, which is these simple seeing, tasting, touching, hearing, smelling. I have power over that now. I'm not loaded. No one's hurting me. Once I get that, then I get to feel the sense of belonging. I get into community. Hey, you going to that meeting tomorrow? Yeah. Hey, you want to stand at the front door and greet people? Oh, I can't. Oh, you can. We did it. So all of a sudden I'm a part of a herd.
Yeah.
I just want to be a part of. That's all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be like you. I wanted a connection. And I don't have a connection when I'm the only connection I'm going to somebody is to disconnect me. That's what a drug dealer does. He doesn't connect me. He disconnects me.
Right.
And then once I get into that community, then someone says, God, Eric, it's so great to see you. I love what you said yesterday. What happens when I say that to you?
Yeah, you get that feeling of
You
worth.
feel good. Worth. Your self-esteem or self-worth. I'm not building on self. I'm building on a communal self, which is stronger. When I'm on an ego self, that's all about me.
Right.
I'm, all of a sudden, and I'm not drinking and I'm not I used to be a bulimic for years. I couldn't even keep food in. I hated myself so much. It's like the shit I did to myself. Poor little girl. God, my poor little girl was so hurt, And once I get into that self-worth, then I can go, I think I can get a job now. Like now I think I can be productive. I can get a commitment.
Right.
I can show up on Saturday nights to hand, or clean up or, call some people. Like you tell your sponsees, call some people. Okay. Like all of a sudden I feel productive.
Right.
And once I get into that state of productivity, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, I then can give it away. And that's where service comes in. That's the top. That's like when I eat Sunday, my favorite part is the top. So that's like AA. My favorite part about AA is being of service. That is the topping for me.
Yeah.
That's my whipped cream. That's my yes.
Wow. And I have a thing about, so I when we talk about service, and the book talks about it. In fact, the quote is that the alcoholic who fails to enlarge his spiritual life,
which I didn't do.
But it tells us how to do it after. It says the alcoholic who fails to enlarge his spiritual life through work and self-sacrifice. Now, the operative word there being self-sacrifice.
They want to do it.
So how many? You hear people say all the time, you got to help another alcoholic. You got to help somebody. You got to go help somebody. But the book calls it, more often than help, calls it work. The chapter at the end on step 12 isn't helping others. It's working with others. It's not making coffee for others. It's not driving others to the meeting. It's working with others. It's sitting down and taking somebody else.
Sacrificing your time. Changing your schedule for this
Exactly.
person.
So
you're like,
and that's exactly.
I'm only available on Tuesday nights, but you know what? I'm going to change that.
So that's the self-sacrifice, because I love speaking. I do it a lot. I've been blessed with being a good
you
public
never
speaker.
shut up. I love it.
And I love it. I like doing it. But I like doing that. That's not self-sacrifice for me.
Right.
I like teaching this book.
It's
I did
stretching.
I mean, I'll do that all day long, So is that self-sacrifice? Well, I'm helping. I'm being of service, but
that's
I'm not
work.
self-sacrificing.
Right. Yeah.
But when I go sit down with another man and I take him through this book and I listen to him and I let him and I stop myself from saying certain things that I want to say, and I get and I pick up the phone for him and stuff like that. That's self-sacrifice. Right. And that's the operative word that I think that we miss a lot when it comes to help. And look, I could walk out the door and I can give you somebody can be standing out there and say, hey, can I borrow $20? Well, I can give you $20. I can afford to give you $20. I helped you, but what did I sacrifice? $20? And that's how I think that's what's missed a lot in the program.
Yeah.
The fellowship of AA.
It's not fun, but I like what I get in return.
Yeah, but I know how many women you help, and I know that you're doing the deal, that you sit down, you're the one of those few that take women through these steps.
And I'm not going to drag them. And that's the other thing is I'm from a different school. Like 40 plus years, we don't, I did it for a little while because everyone in Florida reads to their sponsees. We don't do that shit in LA.
Yeah. I read mine.
I know, because we're helicopter cops now. Sorry, hate to say it. It's like you read it, then we'll discuss it. Because then I'm making them stretch. It's funny. I went to therapy. I'm a big advocate of therapy. Thank God I had therapy. When I was working at Coldwater Canyon Hospital, I was 23 years old, 22. And it was oversaw by John Bradshaw, who did inner child work. And then my therapist, Paul Tobias, was, rest his soul. He was the first therapist. Am I keeping you up?
No, your voice though is very soothing.
Yeah.
Sure.
It is. Keep going though.
So sure.
I have the headphones on. It's not to derail you.
Oh, sorry. No, really, you're awesome.
Yeah, here. You know what? Is this a long story? Are you almost?
Oh, Eric, do you want a friend right now?
I'm just kidding.
So anyway, so I'm working at Coldwater Canyon Hospital. I'm 22 years old. I just gotten sober. 9 months sober, I get a job at a rehab. This is before, they were not like now. They called them psych hospitals back then, mental institutions. It was for teenagers. I'm 22 years old. I'm like, I feel like I didn't have a high school diploma. I dropped out and went to 7 high schools. Never made it through 9th grade. And then lied to get into a nursing college because I'm a bullshitter. I'm a manipulator. I'm a liar. I'm a con. I'm smart. I used to call myself smart, but I'm just a piece of shit. And I'm figuring out how to get my way. And I get into this nursing school, and I got into the feds are after this doctor because somebody's overdosing because of all these drugs. I'm selling them out the back door. But so anyway, I'm working at this hospital, and we're going around the room, and Dr. Tobias says, we're talking about suicide today. And they get to me, and I go, oh, it's not my group. And he said, have you thought about suicide? I go, well, I'm not a patient. He goes, I want to know. I said, yeah, I tried it last night. I had slit my wrist the night before in sobriety, untreated alcoholism right there. And I started seeing him, and we did Gestalt. I spent 20 years until he died in a plane crash, and, trauma.
Yeah.
There's another hit. And so there was another therapy I went to called Imago, which is the French came up with it, where you share, and then my husband Mark and I do it with each other when we get, and it helps you stretch because you have to listen and then repeat exactly what they said. Because I'm an alcoholic, I'm thinking about what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm thinking about. Someone shares, and you're like, hurry up, how can I top that guy? How can I top? Because my ego's got to be satisfied, because I'm not treating it. I'm just going to a meeting. I'm being babysat for an hour. Does not treat your disease. But Imago, I have to pause.
Mm-hmm. That's the basis
Stretching, I stretch like that character. I don't want to do it, but what's the outcome? Love.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because you talked about Dr. Paul, and Dr. Paul,
he was such a great
guy. In his acceptance's answer, he does that. I don't know if he knew that he was doing that, but when he says, and Imago's that's what most therapists use when couples therapy, it's mostly what I hear you saying is this. And then Dr. Paul in acceptance's answer, he says, today we keep it on feelings. He says, when we talk about feelings, we come to know each other better. He said, I can tell you ought not think a certain way, but I have absolutely no right to tell you can't feel however you do feel. Mm-hmm. So when I say,
I can imagine it makes you feel.
My wife and I do the same thing. When we have a disagreement, I can say, well, when you do that, it makes me feel like this. And then that gives her the opportunity to say, well, I didn't mean to make you feel like that. I didn't know.
And I can imagine.
Because everything she says something and it goes into my ear, gets processed with all my shit that's up here. And that's how I take it, right? And then it comes out of my mouth like, you just told me this. And she's like, that's not at all what I just said to you.
I know. We have a hearing problem.
Yeah.
But that's why I always say I'm Hilary, I have alcoholism. I don't identify as recovered because I have a sneaky brain that says, I'm good. I got this. Yeah. Right. But so the first step, this is the way I was taught. Okay, I had somebody with 55 years teach me this. I respect them. This is 24 years ago. And once I drink, it says glass in hand, I've what? Warped my mind. So that tells me that my mind is warped. Now look up warped. What does it mean? Deformed. Mm-hmm. If I take a piece of wood and I throw it into the ocean, it becomes what?
Yeah.
A warped wood. Is it ever going to go back? Nope. No. So now I have a different operating system. What does the steps do? I get a new operating system, but it's still going to try to go back to the old system because I don't delete it off my hard drive. I just install a new operating system. Mm-hmm. So I got to be okay with sometimes I'm going to make mistakes. I tell the girls I sponsor, I tell my husband, I'm an asshole sometimes. I am Helga. I am so large and in charge. I can be a spoiled brat. I can be selfish and stuff. I'm okay with not being perfect. I spent my life trying to look good. I'm not going to. I'm falling apart. I'm not going to go get tucked stuff. I am who I am. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay with being exactly the way God made me. Thank you, God, for giving me a mother that was so hard on me. I can show up. I'm a hard-ass worker. I have some work ethics that nobody I know has. Thanks, Mom. So what do you think the girls that I sponsor say? How do I show up to work? Just show up. I don't feel like it. I don't give a shit about your feelings. We're not talking about your feelings here. We're going to act your way into a new character, and then you'll feel different because I have a thought. Where's my brain what's in my brain? Alcoholism. My thought is going to be warped. It becomes my feeling. I think I'm fat. Feeling is, God, I hate myself. I'm not going out today. That becomes my action. And then my action becomes what? She isolates. I don't even know her. By one thought. So I got to go to God then. God, I'm thinking these thoughts. Can you please help me right now? My thought's telling me that I'm a piece of shit. Can you please help me, God? And then I always say, when I use this as a reference, I may be wrong and people call me blasphemous, but when Jesus said, turn the other cheek, I don't think he was saying beat it.
That's not what
he was trying to turn my attention elsewhere. That's why I don't care how you feel. Let's just do it. Oh my God, my inventory says I'm a piece of crap. Great. What's the flip side of it? You're a good human being. Let's focus on that.
Yeah.
Your character defects, stop doing what you're doing. 7th step is start doing what you're supposed to.
That's it. Is
simple.
Yeah. Learn the opposite.
So simple.
Yeah, it's not very difficult. I mean,
it is very simple. It's learn the opposite of what you're doing. I'm going to send you, and I think I sent it to Mark.
Tebow papers. We want to talk about
to
Harry Tebow.
Mark, but I don't know if he shared it with you, but Dr. Labor,
mm-hmm.
We've had on here. Mm-hmm. It's a great clinical explanation. She explains exactly how our brains get hijacked, exactly what you were just talking about.
She got it from Dr. Tebow.
And there's an actual scientific, this is one of the biggest addiction. I mean, I'll send you this thing. You gotta watch it. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're going to start landing the plane here.
Are you tired? Did it exhaust you?
No. It's been an hour.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Eric can talk and so can I.
So now I just want to, I mean, you have an incredible story. And
I'm so blessed by having a dysfunctional life. It's awesome. This is the best part.
Did you live in LA this whole time up until 2023?
60 years old until I had a change of things. I just started thinking differently. I had an open mind. 2nd step, keep an open mind. So I had some changing thoughts, and I had a change of a husband. I'm on husband 4. It's like
how many in sobriety?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah. Well, you get a car every 10 years, right?
No, I get a car about every 6-7 months, probably.
Dude, you're gonna have lots of women. That's awesome.
I've been married happily for almost
His
12
high school
years.
No,
sweetheart,
I
yeah.
just,
3
you know
kids.
what? My first husband, we're great friends. We almost started doing coaching for my keynote is no longer leading with your wounds. We almost started a coaching leading with your wounds, but I changed it. And now I copyrighted it. But so we're great friends, and I have the best husband ever. And how do you figure out what you want? By finding out what you don't want. Bingo. I kept choosing what I thought I needed instead of listening to God to give me what I really needed. And I have a great partner. And I have no animosity for my ex-husbands. They were perfect. They're part of my story.
That's right.
I'm like a soup. Okay? You can't just put the chicken in and say, it's done. I need lots of stuff, and it takes time to cook.
That's funny. So you've been married. You're on your fourth husband.
I call him number 4. I do stand up. I'm like, this is number 4.
Do you do stand up?
Oh, yeah. I make fun of myself all day long.
No, but do you legit do stand up?
I legit do stand up. I did it at the Comedy Store yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
and then down
love
here I did
stand-up.
some. Yeah, it was fun. It's not my passion. Like I'll try anything.
Hard.
Do you watch Kill Tony?
No.
Do you know Tony Hinchcliffe? He started at the Comedy Store. He's young. He's 42 probably, but he's
If I saw him, I
He's
don't
trying to
know
get me to
names.
go on.
Okay, so did you watch the roast of Tom Brady a few years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, remember the guy at the towards the end? He
Vaguely. I mean,
okay.
He's your idol, but he's not mine. So
you gotta
may remember everything.
if you're into stand up, you gotta
You're in love with
watch.
him. I'm not. So you're gonna think about everything.
He's a pistol.
Shrinking your head right now.
I know, right? I'll have to check him out. Yes, I love funny people. I love funny people.
He's
But
funny.
so he has it's every Monday night and it's live on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, I should do it. That would be fun. Yeah.
Yes, and it's at the Comedy Mothership in Austin because they all left California and went to Austin.
I know. We all left California. Hey, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Well, Austin's the same place. It's just you got cowboy
this
hats
is where
on
Joe,
them.
Joe
That's
Rogan
it.
went.
Joe Rogan opened up the Comedy Mothership
that's
in
nice.
Austin. So
Yeah.
Tony Hinchcliffe is there, Shane Gillis,
I
like
love
all the
Did
big,
it so you
big,
could not
big.
get canceled for being a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually did a bit down in West Palm Beach, and I don't know. I was in LA, and I was like, "Hey, my name's Hilary. I'm from Florida." And it's like dead silence. I'm like, "Don't hate me because I'm white, guys, and I'm hot." You fucking miserable motherfuckers. No, whatever.
That's so funny.
Just hate me.
Did you? What was I going to ask you? Now it just left me.
Tony
Do you know Matt Rife?
I'm not a name dropper, dude. I'm not a star fucker either. I'm just kidding. No, I'm really bad with names. I hardly
Matt
know mine.
Rife.
If I saw pictures, I'm really good with.
Matt Rife he does all the crowd work. He's
He'll
a
cut
young
that out
guy.
anyway.
Anyways,
I'll have to find out. I love comedy's fun.
Well, this show, they have they have people from that go
I
there
think
to
I
come
have
up and
seen
do
that
it.
yeah,
show.
you have 60 seconds.
Oh, I think I have to. I would do that because I don't really care. I'm like
They'll
the great
roast you
thing-
if you're not good.
I don't
though.
give a
Yeah.
shit. Roast me. I'm like at the point. There's a great casting agent, Leslie. I did a movie. I played a woman who kills herself. How weird. How ironic. And so she's like, "Come do my stand up. You're going to be so funny." So I did it, and I was at the. She got me at the Comedy Store, and then another one I'm having Anytimer's moment, and then at Flappers, and so I came down here and I did a set here, and they couldn't. I couldn't. You got to really check your crowd. So I decided next time I do it, I'm not even going to have a bit. I'm going to have an outline, and I'm just going to roast people because it's fun. I'm really good at one-liners.
Yeah.
And that comes with trauma
Yeah.
because you got to be prepared. So I've learned to turn that into an asset.
Yeah.
instead of a defect, instead of, no, I'm just.
Tom's always trying to get me to go. He's asked me you should go on that Tony Hinchcliffe where I'm like, no.
I would do it in a second. If you
I
do
can
it,
be
I'll
funny,
do
but
it.
I can't do
Dare
funny
me, you know.
So we'd have to fly to Austin.
That's okay.
And then
I have a girl I sponsor there in Austin, so that'd be kind of cool.
The way that they have it set up is they put all the names in a bucket.
I know. I saw it. I did see it. It looks fun, right?
And then they pull one out at a time.
You got to have a bit. You got to have your bit ready.
Yeah, and
your set ready.
But they throw you off.
Because
they talk back to you during your bit.
Right.
No, they don't. No, they give you 60 seconds uninterrupted until you hear the sound of a kitten. Meow.
Yeah, and I'll show you.
And then you have another 30 seconds.
I'll show you a pussy, honey. That ain't not no. But I mean, that's the one-liners I like doing. I would do it. Let's do it. Let's go to Austin. Come on.
I'll go. I've been wanting to go for so long.
I'll push you. You push me.
So there was a guy that in Kill Tony. Huh?
See, she thinks you're going on the show.
I'll go on it. I'll come up with something. Yeah.
I'll help you with your bit. We'll make it together.
But there was a guy so what they do in the show is they give out golden tickets.
Right.
And the one comedian from probably 5 years ago, his name's Cam Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
He's originally from Orlando. Tony Hinchcliffe fell in love with him.
I think I kind of vaguely remember. I have seen maybe one or two on airplanes I've watched.
Well, Tony Hinchcliffe gave him a golden ticket, and then he became a regular on the show.
For him.
And now, fast forward 5 years later, he's one of the biggest stars at SNL.
That's great.
So, like, it's a huge, like, a lot of the big stand-up comedians nowadays are getting found from.
That's cool.
From Kill Tony.
See, the thing is I like to just. See, I'm not as goal-oriented as you guys are in my life, and everything has a season. Like, you want to be, Now it's like, I don't really care. Like, if I were to do it...
I'm the least goal-oriented person you've ever met probably in this point of my life.
I think it comes with...
I just want to go home all the time.
Yeah, but you wanted to have a family. There is your goal. I didn't have kids. That was not a goal. So it was always, worked on movies. Yes, I worked on 350 movies. I've done continuity. I've already been so in that life. I don't really care anymore. So by doing stand-up, I don't want to go work at SNL. I'm not aligned with that world anymore.
Yeah, of course.
My heart is shifted so much. Like, what do I want to do? I want to be of service. I want to help somebody.
I get it, because that's where I am in my life. At 54 years old, I don't want to. I will do what I do the rest of my life if I could. Just helping people and driving the van.
So what do you do? What do you do now with the coaching?
Well, I'm a keynote speaker, so I do a lot of podcasts, obviously. I never shut up. Don't say anything. No, so...
Yeah, you almost had me falling asleep over here.
Yeah, well, it's all right. I know what kind of car you drive. So anyway, so I like... Basically, I want to be of service, share. I want to be... I'm going down to Nova and speaking for trauma unit, and I do stuff like that. And I coach, I sponsor girls, and they get a lot of this stuff anyway, but I do coaching. It's not my passion. I just want to, I'm retired.
Travel a lot.
I love traveling. Yeah. I go when I go to AA meetings all over the world.
Isn't that a blessing?
And I spread my message, which is a lot of primetime AA, old school AA, Chuck C AA. Like, I've been around a couple minutes, so I have a lot of different modalities,
Yeah.
Florida's a different AA. It's all the same baseline, but I've had controversy with some people in AA so far.
I'll take you back to what you said about reading with sponsees. I read with my sponsees because I take them through, I read it to them because I break down every single line in that and the way that
I do that with the 12 and 12, not the big
So see,
book.
I don't even, and there's where we differ, because to me, the big book was, when it was released in 1939, it was sent out, people bought that book, they read it, they did what was in it.
And also there are people who are
But they also
Skid Row
understood,
dying.
well, they also
Skid Row
understood what
dying.
was in it. And now you go, it's almost 100 years ago. I break that book down in the parlance of the times, the way I did it on our podcast
And
here,
I think it's awesome.
to make
I
people
love how you do it.
understand what it's actually saying, because I know how much I missed in it when I read it. Half these people I sponsored, they're not going to get, they're just going to read it and it's going to go right.
Well,
So,
I think it's great. I think it's
I
great.
make sure they don't miss anything.
I think you bring a different element to the canvas just as I do.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
if everybody painted the same, we'd all look the same.
That's right.
Bingo.
And I think that, and I say this all the time, I think there's a lot of people, I tell my TJ, who's one of my, like a sponsor to me, said it last night in the meeting, that there's people in here that'll walk you off a cliff. And it's true. And, there's a lot of, and you're one of these people like I am, that I'll say there's a lot of talkers in AA and there's not enough teachers.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. You teach your people.
Want them, I'm going to teach them to go to God. That's my goal.
Right, but
I don't want them sponsor reliant.
Me
I want
neither,
them God
but I'm going to teach them what's in that book and why it works. And I take one at a time, and they watch me. I teach them how to stay sober through that book, and not to be reliant on me. I ask people, they want me to call you every day? I don't want my kid to call me every day, dude. No, I want you to take some responsibility for yourself, and I want you to take some direction. That's what I want you to do.
Yeah, and I do it a little differently. Yeah. But that's great.
That's great, yeah.
And the thing is I can't take anybody off a cliff because either they're going to get sober, either they're done, or they're not.
Yeah.
There's the real underlining. It says it in the big book, either you're done or you're not. And that's what the steps get us closer to that power that got you done. That's it, man. It's literally.
Well, that's what I mean by walking you off a cliff, though. If you don't get with somebody who knows those steps and knows how to take you through them.
Yeah. And I do Tebow paper, Dr. Tebow, Harry Tebow, in the, on page 569. Not that I'm really great with numbers, but this one I remember. He was one of the 5 doctors, and he's responsible for making rehabs a disease because he talked about omnipotence, defiance. He talked about all the characteristics. So I like going over the characteristics so they know if you don't know what you're up against, how can you surrender?
Yeah.
They just think it's drinking. No, dude.
No, there's a reason why it's a disease.
You're a fault finder. The Queen Majesty, the baby, ready for Freddy. There's some this doctor studied us with Young for years. They said they do this. They're defiant. They're fault finders. They're always in a hurry. They don't listen. And all these things that we call character defects, that's the root of our character. And then we want to go, I'm power sober, alcohol, new thought. My life is unmanageable. Not because I got arrested. My thought life is unmanageable.
Right. Yeah, I knew how to manage getting arrested.
No, it's because it's body and mind. So it's my thought life is unmanageable. That's why I need to come to believe in something other and greater than me, because I'm a power. Bam, I can destroy my marriage in 1 sentence.
Oh, yeah.
2 seconds,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
That's power.
Yeah.
I need to align it with something other than just me.
Absolutely.
I know you want to take a nap now. You're
Hilary,
just gonna take a nap.
No, I was gonna drop a.
Bring it.
When you
Bring
you
it.
said I can destroy my marriage in 1 sentence. I said, well, we know.
Obviously, and I'm really good at it.
I can, man. I can
and I can back
everything.
it up with an exit plan. How about
There you go. No.
You just destroy it and sit in it and sit in it.
It's true, though. I can destroy everything with just the way I behave. I mean, I can go to that in a heartbeat.
You can laugh at me.
I can open my mouth in the wrong.
Yeah.
If I'm in self at my house, and I can just say some really hurtful things and I can go back to being that in a day. And I love what you said about ego. What was it? Ego rebuilds itself in the moment, in the day that you're in.
Ego rebuilds itself in the day that I'm in. So, I have to be. And what's my ego's job?
Yeah.
To be God.
But I love that, because that's why we say that, this thing has a 24-hour shelf life, man.
Shred it. I shred it.
24-hour shelf life.
And then it's like, I go to sleep. Yep. I don't have alcoholism.
Yeah.
I wake up and it's a cracking.
Now I wake up, I'm like, this shit again? I mean, good morning.
Where do you go? You go to Oasis?
Yeah, I go to Oasis.
You live up in Gardens area?
Yeah, I live on Singer Island.
Oh, okay.
Riviera. I go to Oasis. I love going to places. I was just shot a commercial yesterday in Clearwater. Great AA there.
Yeah, I like going out of town to AA.
Yeah, I love it. I've been to
I like it because I can say
all over the world. It's so much fun. Even like I've been in like Poland. They don't speak any English. And you just feel it, man. You like clapping when they clap. You're like,
you can say all the stuff you said at the last meeting nobody knows.
Yeah. I've got 700 20 years sober. No. So, no, it's fun. I love, it's just a secret society. It's like the Illuminati, but it's
Do you like it here?
God-centered.
Do
Where
you like it here in Florida?
I like Florida.
That's good.
It's growing on me. It's been really hell in my hair, gray hair.
What's your favorite restaurant around the area?
My house.
Oh, all right.
No, I don't know. What's my favorite?
What's the restaurant you were talking about the other day?
So which one you got? I don't know. I like.
There's a lot of.
I like the
good
French
burger.
restaurant. There's a French restaurant in Palm. Oh, dude.
North Lake?
La Girly. Something French. Le French
Yeah.
something.
I don't know.
I love French food.
Yeah.
My best friend is a psychotherapist. No, she's not. She's a drug and alcohol therapist, sober. I met her 30 years ago. She was just on TED Talks talking about codependency and AA. Oh, it was so good.
Oh, really?
In French, yeah. To have it translated. But she came here. She French, so I love cooking.
There's a. Do you know North Lake and Military? North Lake and Military Trail.
Yeah, if I got the map out.
Yeah,
I'm still
well,
mapping it.
you know North Lake, right? Or yeah, North Lake and
Are you from here?
yeah. I've been here.
Do you know who you are?
Gosh,
You're in West Palm Beach right now. Wake up.
North Lake and Military. I'm trying to think of what's there that what you would
Do I
do.
make you
military
nervous?
Joseph's. Is
It's right
there.
by Christ Fellowship. I don't know if you go
Joseph.
to Christ.
I don't go to
Fellowship.
Christ. I
All
go
right.
to
Anyways, there's a
First
French
Church.
place.
Yeah.
It's called Kitchen.
Oh, I've
Oh, is
seen
it
it.
Or
good?
not Kitchen. Picnic.
I've seen
Kitchen.
Oh, really?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This place he's talking about.
Really? I gotta go.
So it's not a restaurant. It's like
A
a
picnic table.
bakery type thing.
Oh, Le
Phenomenal.
Bon,
Yeah.
like very.
Yeah, and the guy is
And-
French.
We
obviously.
It's
go
been
and
there
get
for a long
that-
time. I never even knew what
Really?
it was. but
Kitchen,
So
really?
I've heard so
good.
much about it.
Yeah.
lately, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go there. I love the farmers
Isn't that in where
market.
Joseph's is in the L? There's Joseph's, and then it's around
across
the,
the street.
Across
It's
the
across the street. Yeah, it's on the west side of Military.
Wow.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
exactly where we.
Yeah, I do. I like. I've been to quite a few Michelin restaurants. I love it. It's good. It's
Jay
good.
Alexander's is good. That's up by you. Jay Alexander's. Well, it's PGA. PGA.
What's the
Boulevard.
place we're gonna go to?
What about
Guys,
Waterways?
yeah.
Was good. They have a great lunch. there.
Waterway
And
Cafe.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Uh-huh.
We're
I
going to
love
restaurant.
Thai food. I love Thai food. My sister-in-law is Thai. I've been to Thailand. I love Thai food.
Yeah, there's a
It's
lot
not
of good
really-
Thai places around here.
Cashew
But-
chicken.
What?
That's
Cashew
not
chicken.
That's not Thai.
Thai.
Wait, wow, Thai
like
is the
Chinese.
Thai is the
Come on, we know
the
come
chicken
on.
pad Thai, right?
Chicken. Well, Pat. You're
Chicken
like-
pad Thai. Yeah, there's pad Thai.
Yeah.
That's like
Dude, you know what you do in jail? You make chicken pad Thai in jail.
Oh gosh, how?
So you take your ramen noodles,
mm-hmm,
an egg,
mm-hmm.
get an egg at the commissary, your ramen noodles, and a scoop of
Chicken.
crunchy peanut butter,
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
Penang.
and the
Yeah.
canned
You're making
and the
Penang.
canned chicken.
Oh wow.
Mix it all together in the stern oven.
Oh, you are so white trash.
Yeah?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You are just king white trash. I love that. See, that's the other thing is I make fun of myself all the time. I
It's
do.
good. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
mean, I love it. Chuck C used to say, "Rule 62: Don't
Yeah,
take yourself so serious." Because we're so self-centered, we think we're so important. It's like I am nobody. I'm just, every time I go, oh, my hair, it looks like the Jehovah Witness woman at the front door. She's crazy, with the gray hair. Says, "Hello, you're the 144." I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking scary today. If I do that, you can't hurt me. You can't kill me. I'm already dead, dude. That Hilary is dead. Bring it. That's why I don't mind doing comedy. Go ahead. Take a hit at me. Try it. Whatever. Can't
Yeah.
kill me. I'm already dead, dude.
Man. Oh, open invite. We got to have you come back on.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay me, dude.
We can
Not this
talk.
weak-ass coffee. I want some real good creamer.
I'll get good coffee. too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for the patients.
That's for the patients. I knew I felt myself regressing.
That's high class Keurig.
What's
Okay.
really?
Yeah, that's
not
Keurig.
Classic coffee? No, just kidding.
It's I don't know what it's. I don't drink
I
it.
just grabbed one. Of the
No, I'm
pods.
just
It's
messing
Starbucks.
with you.
That's
I'd love
actually
to come back.
Starbucks.
That'd be good. I love
That's
it.
actually
Yeah.
Starbucks right there.
Yeah.
We got to wrap this up. I gotta go.
All
I
right.
gotta.
I've got to go.
Okay.
I'm very busy. I'm in Port End.
Yeah, I got date night tonight. Actually,
Dude,
me and my
who are you
wife.
paying?
Yeah. She's good. Yeah, she's good.
Oh,
Eric.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to talk to your wife. I'm gonna give her some pointers.
Oh, speaking of my kids, that you wouldn't know how many times I got approached by people to put my kids in commercials.
So what? Okay, this is what I always say. Mothers, stay away from your children. See, what happens is when we're not satisfied, we go outside of ourselves to feel good. So what do?
We never did it.
This is my beautiful child.
Yeah.
Good.
No, we never did it.
Because what happens is I get these mothers, and I coached, kids for acting because I still act. And they'll say, how can I got to get my kid. And I go, you know what? Why don't you let them go to gymnastics?
That's what they do.
Go take play. Because we're a creative soul. We have this burst of creativity.
You see it with children's sports too. You see the dad out there screaming. I used to coach baseball, Little League Baseball, and I tell parents, if I see you out there yelling at kids, you're taking your kid out of here.
Yeah, I always say encourage your kids. It's nice to be good looking, but don't use it as a weapon.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what we do. It's nice to have a brain, but don't use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
It's nice to be a badass, but don't use it as a weapon. Like we use all these things that we have, and we don't practice them, we use them.
Yeah.
Because we think when we have these talents or these looks or this in our curiosity, we want to take everything. Because we keep thinking outside's going to make me feel good, inside. We got to turn your funnel around, man. It's an inside job. That's why we do the work.
Why we do it. That's right.
I found out that I'm not that bad, and I am that bad.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me thirsty for sobriety and not for the drink.
It's a good place to end it right there. Thanks for
having you on here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. That went by quick.
It did. All right.
I'm sorry for keeping you up.
No, you're fine.